Why view the body symbolically? The journey of exploration into our creativity revealed that many observations suggest a different perspective was needed as to how to perceive the human body. One perspective which keeps showing itself is when we look at the mind-body connection and exploring the energetic nature of our being. This is especially true in viewing our body as an energy system. From the creativity perspective, to move into the direction of accessing the depth and breadth of our creativity, we introduce why we need to see our body symbolically. What this means is we need to see our body in several different ways simultaneously, and as a symbol reminding us of maintaining a larger perspective about the nature of ourselves in creation and this awesome power we possess. Before we proceed, it needs to be remembered that the focus of this recording is directed at empowering our creativity and our creative imagination and uses the creativity perspective. Some of the concepts presented are analogies and serve a pedagogical purpose. One should not assume they are exactly the way creation works, but are effective for our creativity and the exploration of our creativity and of creation. Although these concepts may be used literally in some situations, you're encouraged to see them symbolically. It was stated in the topic, Most Significant Perspective-Changing Observations. One of the first three significant observations in the exploration of our creativity was the universe does not work the way our mind thinks it does. Quite simply, our limited mind is attempting to comprehend the infinite vastness of creation. Mind cannot fully comprehend or understand the unseen and how it operates, but what is very clear, it creates and uses analogies, stories, symbols, and the like to try and comprehend or explain the unseen and what it has experienced or what it thinks it has experienced. Our minds can approximate aspects of how creation works, and sometimes with seemingly very good approximations. It will always be limited and often incorrect in its interpretation. Then it believes its stories, analogies, and symbols and the like as a fact, when in reality it's only a belief, and an incorrect belief at that. Not wrong, just incorrect. Alternatively said, a poor approximation which is effective in some areas and incorrect in others. But mind, of course, will think it is correct when it is really not. In this regard, our mind has not fully grasped what the body both fully represents and what is available with and through the body. Hence, it is suggested to look at the body symbolically with a different awareness. So what does it mean to use the body as a symbol? Probably the easiest way to understand is there are many different functions and uses for the body. The question is, how do we currently use the body, and how would seeing it symbolically, such that it can provide information about specific situations we face, and in seeing the body symbolically change our way of being and using the body? There have been a variety of ways that one can describe the body depending on the paradigm and perspective one chooses to hold about creation and the human role in creation. But we need to understand our body as a gift. There are a variety of ways to see the body symbolically. 11 are discussed here. They are: 1. The organizing principle of creation. 2. Our reason for being here as an unfolding flow of energy. 3. An aspect of consciousness experiencing its creation. 4. A creativity machine and manipulator of the energy of creation. 5. A profound, unique filter. 6. A memory device and body wisdom. 7. The wave particle nature of our being. 8. The vehicle of the physical experience. 9. Energy vehicle and sensing device. 10. Representative of all the events that gave rise to it throughout evolution. And 11. And a totally unique subjective perception of creation. Organizing principle of creation. The first way to see the body symbolically is to realize it is a symbol of something much greater than the physicalness we experience within our body. The body represents the organizing principle of creation, which can be seen as a divine intelligence behind and within creation, and may be something that is impossible for a human to ever understand. That is, the body runs automatically. Any biological system, since it is living, it is continuously changing as a result of the process of living. It takes in nutrients and materials to sustain its life. It is symbolic of the intelligence and the wisdom of creation that runs our body and repairs itself without our mind stepping in to do anything about it. This intelligence, the organizing feature of creation or guiding feature of creation, is always within us and available to us. In recognizing our body is the living proof of this awesome ability to repair itself to sustain our life. We only need to remember this organizing principle, and the healing power within the body is always available to us. All healing ultimately comes from within. Others may help the process, but the actual healing is done through this organizing principle of creation. We just need to trust this ability and remind ourselves this awesome power is available to us. Our reason for being here and an unfolding flow of energy. The second way to see the body symbolically is our reason for incarnating and being here. This reason is reflected in our creative life energy animating our body, and which gives us life and sustains our life. Our body is symbolic of our life and all that arises to give us life. It is symbolic of that connection to the source which supplies the energy to our life. The body is the manifestation in form of our creative life energy and the intention for our life. The body is about a flow of energy through our being to manifest into experiences. When the energy flows freely, we are alive with life. We incarnated to have certain experiences. In looking at our body and the energy that is sustaining our body, it can remind us that whatever we can say about our life, we are here by design, and we are led through the feeling that calls us to engage life. Aspects of consciousness experiencing its creation. The third way to see the body symbolically is that it is said in some traditions the Creator individualized itself to experience its creation. This may be true. So within this perspective, a third way to view the body symbolically is the awareness within the human being can be seen as an aspect, fragment, or an individuated aspect of the creative essence of creation, or a divine intelligence, or the awareness within and behind creation, which you can call God if you wish. Our awareness for what it wants to experience has pulled together the energy components to create a vehicle in the form of a human being. We are, in essence, the Creator experiencing its creation from within creation with our unique perspective of creation. However, the journey into the exploration of our creativity suggests this third symbolism of the body is we are a unique individualized aspect of the creative essence of creation with a unique and subjective perception of creation. We each are on a solar journey of discovery and exploration of ourselves to experience the depth and breadth of who and what we really are. We each take this journey of discovery and exploration in our own unique way, and any other who enters our life is only there to give us an experience to discover what lies within our being. Paradoxically, one can experience themselves as part of the whole infinite consciousness within creation, yet our awareness is still an independent awareness which has the option and free will to explore the true depth and breadth of its own uniqueness. Whatever perspective one takes, there is an interdependence between the individualized aspects of the creative essence, in that it is through the interactions with each other that opens one to exploring the depth and breadth of one's being. We cannot explore the depth and breadth of who we are unless we have someone or something causing a response to arise within our being. Looking at our body, it can remind us that we are the creative essence of creation, experiencing its creation. If you wish, you can see it as that aspect of the divine consciousness, the Creator, God, whatever you wish. Nevertheless, our body is that consciousness experiencing its creation, however we want to look at it. A creativity machine and a manipulator of the energy of creation. A fourth way to view the body symbolically is the human being is a marvelous creativity machine. It allows us to take the energy we sense to create thoughts from that energy and transform or convert that thought and energy we experience into actions in the world. It is analogous to the way an electric motor converts the electrical energy flowing out of a generating station to be used in our house to run our appliances. Whether that thought is experienced as an idea, an image, a vision, or an awareness of knowing something without really being able to explain what it is known doesn't matter. The thought is simply our mind playing with the energy we experience. In this regard, thoughts are simply our consciousness at play with the energy our consciousness experiences. In this regard, our body symbolizes our ability to create with and manipulate the energy of creation. In essence, the human experience is all about energy. In many ways, it's about learning how to manipulate energy, especially the energy within our being and our body. In essence, as a creator, we are manipulating energy to manifest the energy into experiences, whether they are physical experiences or non-physical experiences. It is all about manipulating energy and looking at the body with the ability to take the energy in a thought and manifest in an experience or an object is quite an awesome power and ability available to us. It is our choice to decide how we will use it. A profound, unique filter. The fifth way to see the body symbolically is to realize everything within physical creation is seen as requiring or running on energy. Without a flow of energy, there is no animation and nothing to happen. Everything we experience, no matter what it is, arises as a result of a flow of energy. It is known the energy we normally experience with our 5 physical senses is only a small portion of the energies which surround us. For example, we normally only sense a small portion of the infinite electromagnetic spectrum centered around our eyes and the visual portions of the spectrum, and little awareness of the energy on either side of the visible spectrum. It is clear there's an enormous amount of unseen energy which is not readily available to us. In essence, we are like fish existing in a sea of energy, but this sea of energy is more like the unseen atmosphere we breathe rather than water. In the same way, we do not normally pay attention to the air we breathe unless there's a smell or the temperature change or some wind. Otherwise, we will never see it or feel it. So too with the energy in which we swim. We only notice if we feel something different, because energy is about feeling. The fifth way to see our body symbolically is to realize our body and its mind preferentially detects the energies which give rise to a human experience, and the mind will characterize what we feel and perceive based upon our past experiences into something we can understand. In this regard, our body and mind is much like an antenna, which has a particular arrangement to detect certain energies. Change the antenna and/or change the receiver, one changes what it will detect. Our awareness, through what we think and believe and how we focus our attention and awareness, we vary what we sense and experience. In this regard, we need to be open to our feelings and what we feel if we wish to optimize the use of our body as this energy filter. In realizing our uniqueness, we can come to understand our uniqueness allows us to sense energies others cannot and bring into creation things no others may be able to do. Memory, device, and body wisdom. A sixth way to view our body symbolically is that of a sophisticated memory and monitoring device. We need to remember our body has always been with us. Every experience we have in life, our body is there with us. As such, our bodies are symbolic of everything we have experienced in life. We are a product of our experiences. The body holds the memories of these experiences and monitors itself as to what the body needs to continue to live with the health it needs to have the experiences for which it was created. The body wisdom is the monitoring portion with a wisdom that we feel or is available to us in response to what we feel. When asked, the body responds to our questions or specific requests in the form of recalling certain memories, thoughts, words, insights, images, feelings, synchronistic occurrences, and the like. It needs to be understood every part of our body can store energy in the form of particular emotional experiences, in the form of thoughts, in the form of memories, and experience based on the function of the body part. For example, if one has difficulty speaking their truth, one can expect issues around the throat. But memories can bind our energy. Think of a movie that you see, love or violence. You feel it in some way, for emotion arises within you. Sometimes you walk away from the movie and you'll still feel the wonderfulness of the love scene or the violence of the movie, but the feeling is inside of you. The question is, do you hold on to those memories and bind the energy bound in those memories, or do you see the movie simply in a way that there is no energy bound in the memory of the movie? If you can recall the memory of the movie and you feel nothing, one way or another, or do you feel the emotion bound in you? It is like many experiences of life. There are many experiences we have where we feel nothing, but then there are others that we bind our energy and attachment, positive or negative. We can have a lot of trauma experiences or memories where we have bound our energy into something that is not pleasant. But then we have many loving experiences or pleasurable experiences. We bind our energy because we keep trying to go after them and repeat them. In some cases, the bound memories can give rise to pain. If we try and numb the pain in some way, addictions can develop. Trauma and numbing pain blocks the sensing of the energy. Many of our energy blocks are subtle and sensed by our being when we are not even aware that we are sensing the blocks. Illness is about energy that is not directed or able to flow in a way that creates a healthy condition. Our body wisdom monitors such blocked energy. All healing comes from within, which means it's about learning how to manage the energy within our being to create health. However, some illnesses or disease is about the experiences that we need to have for the experience they provide. It is what we feel within our body that can tell us if we are having bound energy or energy flowing freely within our being. The wave particle nature of our being. A seventh way to view the body is that it is the current expression of our awareness and our creative life energy in particle form. It is the vehicle for the experience in two ways. There is what we experience as arising from within and our internal experiences, and then there is what we experience arising from without and are the external experiences. In the same way energy can be seen as having a wave or a particle nature, our creative life energy, which is an energy that sustains us and can be experienced as a wave or as a localized energy in the form of our body. In any case, it needs to be understood we can sense the energy of creation within the realm of our physical localized energy, which is being expressed in our physical world through our body and our mind and how they interact with the energy of the world with one of the five senses. Or we can sense an energy that lies outside one of the five physical senses and outside the physical experience of the physical world and access the energy through the non-localized aspects of our being. We do this by how we focus our attention and awareness outside our localized energy form. In either case, whatever energy we sense is characterized by our mind and our creative imagination and the mindset or belief system that our mind has created. In any case, if the energy is beyond physical perception, and we probably will not be able to sense it with our physical senses. But we sense it and we can extract information from it because we are energy beings. We can access it through our awareness, which can be localized or non-localized in this dimension or any other dimension. But our mind does not necessarily have the experiences to properly characterize what may be sensing. As a result, we dismiss things or improperly interpret them. Then we believe our mind is interpreting it correctly when it does not. So this is one of the biggest problems. It is our mind is limited, and until we have the proper experiences, we cannot properly internalize it and understand what we sense outside our physical perception. The vehicle of a physical experience. An eighth way to view the body symbolically is that it is a vehicle for the physical experiences we incarnated to have. The body is a vehicle that is not fixed and can change for the experiences we desire to have. For example, by adding weight, losing weight, building muscle, developing physical abilities, are all changing the body. In making these changes, we are changing the experiences we have. As we live the life we incarnated to have, we will have all of the health we need for those experiences. Here it needs to be noted, pain, illness, disease are different kinds of physical experiences, just as joy, happiness, and the health are kinds of physical experiences. The idea illness is an experience to be had was best expressed by Jill Bolt Taylor in her book and video clip entitled My Stroke of Insight. She was a neuroscientist and experienced the stroke. She observed the stroke as it was occurring within her brain. She basically said that the only way she could have that perspective of a stroke was to have the experience of the stroke. She went on to say that she now looks at illness differently because many illnesses are there to give us experiences that we could have no other way. So it is a different way of viewing illness, accident, disease, and sometimes they are what we are here to experience. A note needs to be made here about repairs to the body. Our body represents who we are as a human, but it is an energy-based vehicle that provides for our desired physical experiences. We are an interdimensional being, and we can have conditions creating a physical response that is not physical. As such, our body is not like a car that we can take into a repair shop to fix by a mechanic. Rather, we may solicit the services of some type of a healer to assist our healing process for the experiences they provide, and we believe they heal us. However, all healing ultimately comes from within, and we need to make the internal changes to accompany any healing modality we use to have it successful in creating health. Energy vehicle, sensing vehicle. A ninth way to view the body symbolically is the body is an energy vehicle and represents a vast energy sensing network of which physical creation is only a small part. The body as a physical vehicle was discussed above, as was the localization and non-localization of our creative life energy. But the body itself is an energy vehicle that energetically, through its wave aspect, spans all of creation. How this can be seen working is the energy manifested in physical creation relative to the energies of creation is analogous to the visible light spectrum relative to the entire electromagnetic spectrum. That is, physical creation is sort of like a frequency on a large spectrum of other frequencies. There are other dimensions, and as such, what we experience in physical creation and all of our insights are limited and very narrow. It is like when we only understood the rainbow and the visible light colors of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. When we only understood the rainbow, we didn't understand the infrared and the ultraviolet at either end of the spectrums that go off into infinity. But as we began to study physical creation and learn the properties of physical creation, we began to expand our abilities to detect these other energies. We came up with instrumentation and techniques where we could go to the very high energy electromagnetic radiation and the very low energy electromagnetic radiation. Something very similar exists with the non-physical energies that we are able to sense. As we develop our consciousness and begin to understand more about consciousness and how consciousness works, we will expand into these other dimensions. These other energies will start to give us experiences that are not physical experiences. Because we are having them through our human consciousness as the other energies from physical creation, they appear to be hard to accept. But that is basically what is happening in channeling and spirit guides. So we will have, and we do have, interactions with interdimensional beings. Why not? When we have the awareness that allows us to see and perceive the interdimensional beings, and we have a mind that has some experiences with their energy, we can say, yes, this is what they are. Then we will understand how to use them and work with them. So this is really what the process is all about. It is the expanding into those other dimensions, and it's really about learning the true power of our consciousness. As we begin to access the energies of creation that lie outside of physical creation, we are slowly coming to understand them as we expand our consciousness. That is what expanded consciousness is all about. Representative of all the events that gave rise to it. The 10th way to view the body symbolically is that our body is the end product of millions of years of evolution on planet Earth that gave rise to the human and our mother and father coming together to create us. Within our physical body and the molecules that make up our body in some way contains all of those individual experiences that needed to occur for each of us to be here and now. Without any one of those earlier experiences not occurring, we would not be here. If you do not believe in the evolution as such, there is still all the events that needed to come together for us to be here, no matter what model of the origin of creation you subscribe to. Totally unique, subjective perspective of creation. An 11th way to view the body symbolically is the incredibly unique, subjective perspective you provide on or about creation. We each are incredibly unique, and all that we experience is subjective. No one sees and experiences creation as we do. No one has our pain. No one has our joy. It is vital that we learn to discern what is true for us and serve our own being. We need to become aware of what resonates within us and is in alignment with who we are. We need to eat and digest all that we experience and keep what resonates within us, making it our own and discarding the remainder. We can come to an agreement with another on physical phenomena, but we cannot necessarily agree on the interpretation or even if they are experiencing the same physical phenomena in the same way we are doing. We can have experiences which we do not know if any other is experiencing it or capable of experiencing it, yet it is real and we sense some energy. We need to understand our creative imagination and our unique subjective perception is our greatest and most powerful asset. As to why it's our greatest and most powerful asset is that it needs to be realized that everything that exists that has not been created by what humans could call God or not created by nature started as a single thought in the mind of a single individual. Everything goes back to a unique perception an individual had of themselves and creation. It doesn't matter what it is. Anything created by a human goes back to a single thought and experience of one person, giving rise to that thought, residing and unfolding in the creation developed by humans. To say a single thought can change the world is not an understatement. A single thought of the human mind has changed the world repeatedly, and it needs to be noted that a single thought arose from the very unique and subjective perception of creation. Others may have bought into the thought that changed the world because it appeared to work for them. Everything goes back to the incredible, unique perception individuals have of themselves in creation, and to the single original thought and experience of a person giving rise to that thought, residing and unfolding in any creation developed by humans. In seeing the variety of ways that we can view the body symbolically and all that it encompasses, it is important to not get lost in the details. With this in mind, all that it means can be summarized in a closing recommendation. The recommendation is to understand there is no time but this time. There is no moment but this moment. This moment is the perfect expression of the beliefs that you hold at this instant. You are perfect. You are the perfect expression of your beliefs. If you like who you are, enjoy life, and have a deep enthusiasm and passion to be, you have found your bliss and you need do nothing. Enjoy it and make a toast and give gratitude to the experience of life and the wonderment of the universe. You already are your heart's desire. If, however, you feel life can be better, then you may want to consider what this journey of life has to offer, and in entering the journey, you may want to enjoy it and make a toast and give gratitude to the experience of life and the wonderment of the universe.